Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news. So it looks like Jorge Masvidal isn't completely sold on retirement. During a recent interview, Masvidal has already hinted at a potential return to MMA in the future. Here's the clip.
I don't know if I'm out of the USADA pool. I got to double check on that, but I'm definitely out of the rankings, out of the fighting, you know. Hurts, man, just to even say, they're like, what? I ain't fighting no more.
But do you see a possibility down the road, a big fight comes up for Conor McGregor that we could see you back?
I love this sport so much, bro. I love it so much. I mean, as people would assume, I cried for many days after I retired, not because I'm so hurt or this and that, just because I love this sport. Since 11, 12 years old, this is all I did, you know. Whether it was in the karate class, and then after that, I took a kung fu class that night. But I've been training once or twice a day, every day for this, waking up, just in love with what I do and being in love with the same thing for 20 years. And it's so much love and passion in my heart. So I'll never say, like, I'll never come back, you know, because I love this sport so much. In a moment, I could have so many great memories that just fill me, that'll stay with me forever about this sport. So I'll never say I can't come back.
Max Holloway recently called out Conor McGregor for a potential rematch. McGregor has since replied to Holloway's comments on Twitter saying, "I'm never retiring, so we defo fighting, lad." What do you guys think about a rematch between McGregor and Holloway? Let us know in the comment section. Belal Muhammad explains that Colby Covington getting the title shot actually worked in his favor. During an interview with Brendan Schaub, Belal had this to say.
I'm sure, you know, you're pretty active on social media. Could you feel like the majority of the hardcore fan base or anybody that kind of knows the sport, all of us were like, what up Muhammad though? Like, what are we doing here? Like, there's so many people advocating for you to get a fight, calling for a title shot. Like, could you feel that, or did you know that was going on?
Yeah, that was the cool thing about the whole situation. It was like them giving the shot to Colby. I think it like worked out better for me, because that's when the fans started to be like, all right, well, bro, that doesn't make any sense at all. This guy's on an 8-fight winning streak. He has history with Leon, you know. What else does he need to do? So it was cool to see those fans, even the haters that were coming along. Like, I was like getting so many messages like, I hate you, but you deserve the title. Like,
yeah, it's undeniable.
Dana White is back this week with an all-new recipe. This week, he tries a Nutella stuffed pizza. Let's check it out.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday here at UFC headquarters, and today we will be trying the Nutella stuffed pizza. Brush egg wash over puff pastry, add a layer of Nutella and roll it into the crust. Use vanilla pudding for the sauce and bake it in the oven. Add more vanilla pudding and use chopped berries for the toppings. I don't know if I like hazelnut or not, but I mean, this is basically feels like a pastry. It's impossible for this to suck. Impossible. Oh, it's amazing. This is amazing. The Nutella's in the crust. Let me try it. I feel like Portnoy now. Wow, yeah, this is really good. I don't know how hard this is to make. Probably a little hard, but worth it. That's incredible. It's one of the best things I've ever had. It's like a really good pastry at a really good pastry place. Winner.
Luke Rockhold recently had some words for the UFC. He said the only reason they are successful is because all the fighters are yes men. Rockhold went on to praise Francis Ngannou for standing up to the UFC. Being locked in with the UFC and what they were offering, and what was on the table, and having to work back through their ranks on their terms, I didn't want to do that. That's not fun for me. I've already been there. I've been the UFC champion. I've been the Strikeforce champion. What's next? I could go back there as long as it was on my terms, but conquering another world right now is what I'm looking for. More mountains to climb, more things to do. This is what I'm here for. I like fighting. Fighting gives me life. I'm stoked for Francis. There's too many yes men in the world. The UFC is where it is today because of all those yes men, and they're just playing their game so the UFC can keep controlling the fighters. Nate Diaz has recently called out Jake Paul on Twitter for using steroids. During a recent tweet, Diaz suggested that his scheduled boxing match with Paul be a 12-round fight, opposed to an 8-round fight. Aljamain Sterling talks about his upcoming fight during a recent interview with ESPN's Megan O'Leary. Sterling is unsure whether or not Cejudo will be the fighter he was 3 years ago. Here's the clip.
When I look at these things, I try to be honest about the assessment, and he's a 25er coming up to 135er, and I have to keep that into consideration. Like, yeah, he's been on the couch for 3 years. Has he been training the whole time, or just making these funny YouTube videos, you know? So that gives me a lot of confidence. I know he's putting in a lot of serious work, but I don't know if he's going to be Henry Cejudo 3 years ago. The same speed, the same strength. He might be a little bit slower. His reaction time might be a little bit slower. And this isn't a freestyle wrestling match. This is a fist fight with top and bottom control, where I get a wrist, I take him down, I put the hooks in. That fight's as good as over. I'm gonna have his little legs. When I put the hooks in and I get that high mount on him, and his little legs are dangling and kicking in the air like, ee, it's gonna be the funniest little thing, you know. So I can't wait. Like, I envision this. I'm like, he thinks his Olympic gold medal is gonna save him, but we'll see. There's only one way to find out. May 6th.
Paddy Pimblett's coach, Graham Boylan, comes to his defense during a recent interview. Boylan says Pimblett is still a young man, and there's no rush to become a top-ranked UFC fighter.
The rush on Paddy in, you know, fighting a top 10 or fighting this person or fighting that person, he's got all the time in the world, you know, and we just need to get over this injury in the rehab and make sure that he's good and healthy, get him back training. And we're probably looking at the third quarter, fingers crossed, all goes well. We're probably looking at the third quarter of this year, providing everything lines up and he's good and healthy. But long term, he's 27. There ain't no rush with Paddy. And, you know, we make all the right steps with Paddy in constant communication. And, you know, I think he's got a huge, bright future. I don't believe he needs to be rushed. You know, at 27 years of age, when you had the amount of fights that he's had, and he's got the amount of exposure that he has, you know, he'll be good. And we're looking forward to see where he comes. He's only going to get better, smarter, wiser, more experienced, you know. World is his oyster, man. It's up to him what he does with it, and we're going to be here to help him.
Sean O'Malley reveals he would be down to fight Gervonta Davis in a boxing fight sometime in the future. Here's what O'Malley had to say.
I mean, Max Holloway probably walks around 175, I would say, even potentially 180. Gervonta Davis is 5'4", probably walks around 145. So I don't see that, but I do see Sugar Sean versus Gervonta Davis someday. I really do. I see it. I'm manifesting it, baby. I'm saying it. I've been speaking it into existence. It's going to happen someday. It's going to be a massive fight. Max Holloway versus Gervonta, I think Max is just too damn big.
Tom Aspinall joined Michael Bisping on the Believe You Me podcast to talk about his eventual return. Aspinall says he's ready to return and could potentially be back in the octagon this summer.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I'm just waiting, basically. To be honest with you, I'd love to tell you that I've got a fight, but I'd be lying. I've been told that I'm going to fight on the 22nd of July on the London show, and I'm just waiting to get confirmation on that. You know, me and a couple of guys have had a few back and forths online, but nothing officially confirmed at the moment. So, yeah, just waiting on that, mate. I'm ready to go. I'm completely ready to go. Everything's good. The body's in a great place. The mind is good. Better than ever, actually. And, yeah, everything's good. I'm just waiting on an opponent right now. So that's where I'm up to.
All right.
Aspinall then went on to speak about a potential fight against Sergey Pavlovich.
Well, I was supposed to fight him twice before. So I know a lot about Pavlovich as well. Yeah, both times he pulled out. I'm not saying that he's scared of me. I was supposed to fight him a couple of years ago, and I thought he was good then, and I think he's good now. You know what I mean? I think he's really good, and yeah, definitely. I definitely think we're going to fight in the future at 100%.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.